huge double game in our highlights show today. Next is the rematch of the biggest match in the English game, with Manchester United coming off a win in the last fixture, and it's also a rematch of the FA Cup final from 2 seasons ago, and a bit of an earlier stage of course. Manchester United taking on Chelsea in that one. Highlights from both those games coming next. Well, listen to this for upcoming fixtures. Today at Old Trafford against Liverpool, the FA Cup quarter-final against Chelsea, the first leg of the Champions League first knockout round against Juventus, returning to the Premier League for their second match against Manchester City, and then back to the UEFA Champions League for the return leg against Juventus. It is fair to say that if Gregg Popovich ever did say that the fixture list has been unkind to him in this part of the season, I don't think many people would disagree. He has got a real headache now. He is 5 points behind Tottenham Hotspur in the league after the most recent loss to Leicester City, in which Manchester United just were a gear behind them throughout the whole time. Weirdly enough, it was just coming off a wild run that they hadn't lost since Boxing Day. Let's hope that doesn't really knock their confidence today. The one positive for Coach Popovich in this instance is that in the reverse fixture, they won. Dean Henderson has got the nod over David De Gea in the big source of talking points today. Daniel James is also starting with Van der Beek, Henwood and Pogba, but he has stuck with the front two of Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood. I think you can really understand that. And I think this is pretty much the same team that played against Coach Popovich in the first fixture, including Trent and Alexander-Arnold, who was a real problem for United all afternoon in that 3-2 win. So Popovich now needs to decide, what does he want to win more? Well, like we've said so many times this season in particular, the one that he probably wants to win the most would be the FA Cup, as it has eluded him on many occasions, but he also probably wants to get somewhere in the Champions League, showing the continuous improvement that the club has made. But here comes United immediately after kick-off, and Diego Dalot is not making it easy for his man. There was a wonderful Ronaldo-like chop with the ball, but unfortunately it didn't really amount to anything. There's Robertson. There's a lot of space because everyone at Manchester United is behind the ball. Ronaldo has found Firmino! He's put it in! Firmino has scored! It's a good goal. And the traditional flip kicks from Firmino, and Liverpool are one in front here in a game that could be crucial in terms of a title race. Liverpool might not have their own say for themselves, but they could have a say for Tottenham Hotspur and Jose Mourinho. And Firmino has given them the lead. Well, it's a well-worked goal here, to be fair. Everyone at Manchester United almost is behind the ball here. But even with that, Liverpool still find a way to break through. I think Diaz should have probably closed down Firmino a bit quicker there. Well, Ronaldo does a wonderful back pass here. Very reminiscent of Coach Popovich's teams. And there's no way Dean Henderson's saving that. It's not his fault. It's just a good goal from Firmino. I don't think anyone's in particular to blame. And Manchester United a goal down here. And once again, their form is going sour, and the pedal and the gas is running out for United. Looks like they all run out of gas somewhat in that run they had. They need to convert themselves now. Greenwood, Dalot, a lot of space. Marcus Rashford, and there's a response. Marcus Rashford has equalised with 5 minutes to go in this half. And he's starting to get back to his best a little bit, isn't he? Dalot had so much space before the pass, and he clipped it through to Rashford, if that's even a word. Well, wonderful ball here from Dalot. Found Greenwood. James was calling for it, but Dalot had more space, and no one closed down Rashford. You can't give Marcus Rashford that open opportunity. He's going to score all day. And Dalot's space probably caught him by surprise. And all of a sudden, Marcus Rashford is coming to life now. And that is exactly the response that Coach Popovich needed. He doesn't necessarily need to win this game, he just needs to take as many points as he can. He'll take a draw if it has to be. And it had to be in this situation. And now it's 1-0 in the biggest match in the English game. But that's almost a side script to what is really going on for the moment. The title race is somewhat back on, but United have a very, very tough schedule coming up. And Mason Greenwood, and he almost found Rashford with that pass. Now, it's Marcus Rashford with a minute to go. He'll use some of his pace and close down. Oh, James has gone on the overlap and Rashford's found him. Greenwood. Oh, the ball has not gone through to Rashford, but he picks it up and oh, what a strike! Marcus Rashford 2-1. What a strike by Marcus Rashford. That was an absolutely stunning strike. Whether the pass was intended or not, it still found Marcus Rashford. Daniel James, but Mason Greenwood with a hold-up and pass. It didn't go all the way in the intended pocket of space, but Rashford took the shot on anyway. And it was absolutely splendid. It's a great back heel for Greenwood, but it's good defending from Van Dijk, but he nips away from him. Oh, and that's a stunner. There is no way on earth Alisson is getting to that. That is a rocket from Rashford. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1, and they're back in the lead, and that could be crucial. That's half time. Marcus Rashford has had his name all over this game. The goal from Firmino has been cancelled out, but I don't think Liverpool are out of this by a long shot yet. It's been a stunning first half. United 2, Liverpool 1. And we're always able to raise his game in the big stakes like this. There's one man that epitomizes big game DNA. It's Aaron Hill. Paul Pogba. Oh, Paul Pogba with a stunner just as good as Marcus Rashford's. We were just going to say Aaron Hibbert is the epitome of big game DNA, but so is that man. Paul Pogba. Well, he's showing that world-class talent of why he's a World Cup winner, why he's a multiple Serie A winner with Juventus. He's just missing the Premier League title and 4 English other trophies. He's a Europa League winner, of course, under Jose Mourinho, and a Carabao Cup winner as well. But he's not won the league, and this could really put Manchester United maybe on the verge of it. They do need favours, but as long as they keep winning, they've got nothing to worry about. And stunners like that from Pogba, well, it just summarises the United season. It's been some of the best football on the planet. There really is an injustice as to why they're not winning the league. But Liverpool now have a mountain to climb all over again. United 3, Liverpool 1. Salah! Off the post! In comes Robertson. What a reply from Liverpool this will be. And the ball has gone all the way through to Dean Henderson off Lindelof. Mason Greenwood. Rashford. Sometimes Mason Greenwood can just do things you wouldn't expect him to do. He's had a bit of a quiet one compared to Marcus Rashford and Pogba. Oh, what a save by Henderson that is. Well, Dean Henderson, that is a splendid save. He's making them, isn't he? Let's have a look. Great pass back from Firmino. Sadio takes that on first time. Dean Henderson equal to it. What a save. Maybe Coach Popovich's decision to rest De Gea for bigger occasions may have just been vindicated. Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Dean Henderson kind of spills it, and he will get that. Oxlade-Chamberlain pressing too far forward. United have the instant advantage. Henwood fights Mason Greenwood. The ball has gone through. Rashford off the post. It's all happening. Still Rashford. Oh, he's put it wide. And Mason Greenwood, he pulled the trigger. Good defending. Poked away by Alisson. Rashford off the post. Rashford tried to look for another option. He probably was trying to find Greenwood with it. But it wasn't a bad effort if it was an effort. And Akrados Malik is suiting up. And so is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Here's Origi and here's Firmino. A lot of space, and Dean Henderson is there again. He's thwarted Liverpool this afternoon. Well, Diaz does well, and then the ball breaks to Firmino with Lindelof coming in. Still a good save by Henderson. And Wan-Bissaka and Malik have come on for Greenwood and Diego Dalot. John Henderson take this resulting Liverpool corner. Firmino, oh, and what a stunning save by Dean Henderson. And it is out by Johnny van der Beek. What an absolutely last-ditch stunning save by Dean Henderson. Is that match winning? I hope it is, because it deserves it. Origi, he's gone past Tellers. He's gone past Henwood. Kieta. And Henderson is there again. Pogba. Rashford. Kudos Malik. Daniel James. Liverpool United just content to keep it. Although, there's Marcus Rashford. And it's going to roll to Henderson off a deflection. Firmino. He can't get past Paul Pogba. And that's it. Manchester United with a vital 3 points, and they know it. They know it. A vital win. A vital 3 points. This title race is still on. But they need favours from others. But today they've done their part once again and recovered from the Leicester loss. United 3, Liverpool 1. So let's take a look at all the results coinciding with today's coverage from Old Trafford. Aston Villa are having a stellar season and consolidating their place in the top 10 with a 2-0 win over Leicester City. Sheffield United proving why they're the bottom club, I suppose. 2-0 loss to Chelsea. Bournemouth and Watford ended 2-2. And Mikel Arteta is making a late bid towards the top 4. And he wins against fellow bottom of the club strugglers Norwich City. That's to Sheffield United, of course. Everton have lost 2-0 to Manchester City, and that's going to shake up the race for third quite dramatically. Newcastle United 1, Southampton 0, West Ham 1, Brighton 0, Burnley 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, and Jose Mourinho is keeping the pressure on Coach Popovich. This is going to probably go down to the wire. Crystal Palace 2, Wolves 0, and let's say that what that means for the Premier League table. It means no change at the top. It's still Tottenham Hotspur by 5 points, Manchester United up by 3 points, and they are 2 ahead of Manchester City, who move into the top 4, I believe, for the first time this season, benefiting from Everton's dropped loss today. Chelsea 6th, Liverpool 7th, Leicester 8th, West Ham 9th, and Aston Villa 10th. They are pretty much, there is a fight for 7th going on, which is probably the closest battle in the rest of the top 10. Watford have moved up to 14th ahead of Southampton. Down at the bottom, it's doom and gloom for Sheffield United and Norwich City. Although, to be fair, oh no, it's the 18th. There is, a bit of a gap is brewing between the safety zone of Crystal Palace on 22 points and the rest. Norwich City are now 10 points behind them with games running out. They could be the first to go down before the season's over, and it could probably be the same case for Sheffield United, them being only 2 points ahead of Norwich, of course. Maybe even Burnley. Maybe all 3 relegation positions could be really much settled before this season is even over. Well, it's the one that Gregg Popovich has been striving for since the loss in this very matchup in the final 2 seasons ago. They're back to lock horns once again, but this time it's in the quarter-finals. As Gregg Popovich's Manchester United side take on the side of Chelsea and their new man Frank Lampard, who is definitely earning some praise, having to work through a non-buying transfer window. And to get this far in any competition is certainly worth its praise. It's amazing still to see Kepa here after all his altercation with Maurizio Sarri and refusing to go off at the end of last season. Frank Lampard has kept his faith, I suppose. Pulisic off the post, Jorginho! Or Giroud, rather. And Chelsea threatening here in this opening exchanges. It's a stunning shot at the post by Pulisic. Giroud probably, to be fair to him, it probably came back at some pace. There was not really much he could do to control it, I guess. I'll say, amazingly, that wasn't a foul on Marcus Rashford. I was surprised, to be honest. Giroud! And David De Gea is there again, isn't he? He's trying to do better than his second in command, Dean Henderson, here. And as we said, putting a spellbinding performance against Liverpool at times. David De Gea forcing that out for a corner. Chelsea definitely the better team in the early exchanges here. Giroud with a header, and is that saved by De Gea? And Jorginho's kept that in. And Giroud again. Arte. Giroud to Pedro. Tackled by Ruben Diaz. Given away by Diaz. And everyone at Manchester United has parted like the Red Sea somewhat. Pulisic! And how did he not score for that? Manchester United was scatterbrained after this pass. And Pulisic, he did everything right but the finish. And again, the final pass is lacking. Well, Chelsea have been the better side at the end of this half. United have been struggling. And they have David De Gea to thank for being in this scenario. Frank Lampard's team are certainly the better of the two. 0-0, but Manchester United have a lot of work to do if they're going to get anything from this at the moment. Fred has played that and Dalot has caught it. Now Diego Dalot whipping it in towards Greenwood. And Anthony Martial, and that's the first chance for United this evening. Gregg Popovich knows it. And finally, it's a good passage of play here. Dalot with a wonderful ball, but once again the defending with Chelsea spectacular in the air. Martial, they're near the goal in the end. I think that's the first meaningful chance of the night for Manchester United. Rude. Pedro. And David De Gea is there. And Pulisic has put it wide. David De Gea has been there again. United don't deserve much from this. They need to thank David De Gea for his performance tonight. He has been spectacular. Pulisic has, I don't know how much more time he's going to get. Willian has come on for Pedro. Tomori once again winning the battle in the air. Here's Pulisic to Giroud. Oh, and David De Gea is there again. And Telles gets it out. And how is this game not 1-0 to Chelsea? Giroud over the bar. How are Chelsea not ahead here? David De Gea has been brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal goalkeeping by David De Gea. It looked a surefire goal. United not on the same page tonight. Route to Willian. It's got away from Ruben Diaz. Oh, and Victor Lindelof was tremendous in getting that wonderful interception there by Victor Lindelof. And now here comes Marcus Rashford. Oh, it's saved by Kepa and Rashford. The ball is everywhere. And Mason Greenwood. And everyone is everywhere, and suddenly that turned into a counter-attack from Manchester United, and Kepa does a piece of brilliant goalkeeping of his own. Wonderful play there from Alex Telles. Greenwood. Alex Telles into Greenwood! He's over the bar. Rashford here found Telles, and Greenwood did that darting run into the box, and Telles found him and he just couldn't put it in. And Barber has gone off for Marcus Alonso, so Christian Pulisic is being kept on by Frank Lampard. He's got faith in him at least, if nothing else. He seems quite far forward here for Chelsea, but United come away with it. Martial. Rudiger. And he almost didn't beat Mason Greenwood in that race. Greenwood has come up with it. Oh, it's in the corner. Mason Greenwood 1-0. And finally, it goes right for United. They don't deserve it on the balance of play. But that is the brilliance of Mason Greenwood at the moment. Well, it was Mason Greenwood that didn't win this race against Rudiger, but Rudiger's clearance wasn't all that, and they paid the price. And it's a mistake from Rudiger. Gives it to Rashford, gives it to Greenwood, goal. And United have not looked their best tonight. That's without a doubt. But Mason Greenwood is just at his best in front of goal and presented with opportunities like that. 1-0 to United. They don't deserve it, but Gregg Popovich will take it. Because he's off. And now Manchester United are starting to grow into this game. Malik, Mason Greenwood, and it's all over. And it's 2-0. And Manchester United are going through to the semi-finals. But they don't really deserve it. But the wasteful chances from Chelsea this evening have paid them back badly. Mason Greenwood has a double. And Chelsea's heads starting to drop. And the surge of form that Mason Greenwood is in. It's another goal for him. And I think he knows how lucky his team have been tonight. It's all over, I think, from a contest standpoint. Chelsea are turning a bit predictable in their play. And Manchester United are now capitalising. But to be fair to Christian Pulisic and probably a couple others, David De Gea is the reason this game is how it is tonight. And he's gone down. Willian, and a save by David De Gea, and he's done it again. David De Gea has been unbeatable. Manchester United through to the semis. They don't deserve it. Chelsea had the better night, but Christian Pulisic was wasteful, and David De Gea was sensational, and Mason Greenwood doing what Mason Greenwood does best. In the rest of the quarter-final matches, unfortunately, it is business as usual for everybody. Liverpool beating Aston Villa by 3-1. Tottenham Hotspur beating Brentford by 4-1. And Manchester City beating Newcastle United by 1-0. So it is the Premier League's traditional top 6 that will feature in the final 4 of the FA Cup.